Hey folks, welcome back to Slash Build. After my World Tour series of episodes, my wife complained to me that I had not given a good shot of the base. So here it is, bobbing around on a boat underneath, getting a much better viewpoint of the Zelda bird from below. It's coming along. The bird itself is in pretty good shape, but I need to figure out what I'm doing with that sword. I've been playing a lot of Skyward Sword lately. Got a copy for Christmas, and I'm thinking I might change up the hilt and go for the Goddess Sword style that's in Skyward Sword as opposed to the actual Master Sword. Haven't totally decided on that yet. Not completely sold on the idea, but maybe we'll give it a shot. Might be a little bit easier to actually build, too. It seems like it's a simpler hilt than what the Master Sword has. Oh, we're getting in the loud part of town. I didn't show you any of the village, so I'm going to give you a quick tour here to start off the episode, and then we'll get to building something. So I've got a bunch of pens here for my animals. Let's turn the sound down a little bit while we're over here. That's better. I've got a lot of blue sheep for the old hilt up there. Got my cows going. Over here I have my chickens, and in there I've got pigs. I don't have a place for mushrooms because I haven't really been sold on their usefulness. I mean, the only thing that you can really do with them that's renewable is milk them for mushroom soup. And that doesn't stack. It's the one food item in the game that doesn't stack. So it doesn't seem like it's really worth the investment in time. Got my tree farm here. I got a jungle tree. Has grown just recently. Just harvested a bunch of birch and spruce from in here. So only one of them has grown back. I did not plan this tree farm out very well because I only can grow 3 of them at a time. There has to be at least 4 spaces between a birch sapling and a spruce sapling. They won't grow if they're any closer together than that. And then they have to be at least 2 spaces away from a sapling of the same type to grow. So I made this big room and I didn't I didn't set it up big enough, as it turns out. So it's a little bit of a pain, but I've accumulated quite a bit of spruce and birch already, so it hasn't become an issue. And then, we'll just pop through the window. Got my oak tree farm in here. I had originally set it up the super efficient for wood way, where it's almost every single block has a sapling on it. And now I can't get out. Just bust our way through this way, I guess. But I wasn't getting enough saplings back, and it was becoming unsustainable. So I decided, I've got tons of oak. I have I think a double chest filled, might be just a single chest, but just filled with logs, full stacks of logs. So that's plenty of wood. I don't need to concentrate on wood. I'd actually rather concentrate on the saplings at this point. Got a little farm. Not much in here. Bed, ender chest. I get a kick out of this. This is always fun for me to do. You can climb up here to the attic, but you can't actually go in because there's not enough headroom. But it's enough to access this storage chest. And then you fall back down the ladder while you've got it open. And I just I don't know. There's something about that tickles my funny bone. This is the farm itself. I just recently went through, I had a whole bunch of this style roof. And I just went through recently and added these upside down stairs. This is a BOO style, especially this stair up here in the middle like that. And I think it rounds the roof off very nicely instead of having these sharp square corners. So I rather like that style, and I moved to that. Don't have any villagers over here because the only thing I've really got is the farm. All right, let's go to sleep quick. Save the villagers we do have on the other side of town. And we'll keep looking around after that. Let's see. Next up is an automated crop harvester. I've got something very similar to this on the SMP server. I think the one on the SMP server is only 3 tiers and this one's 4. And the other difference is I have ice underneath these little collection troughs to make the items go faster. But unfortunately, what that ends up doing is they go so fast, you can actually, when you come down here and you're waiting for them, you can see them come from this way and they zip past. And then they zip past again. And it takes a couple of tries before they even settle in. So it's possible that speeding the items up actually slows down how long it takes for them to get to me. But it amuses me, so I'm leaving it. Have my automatic melon farm in here. I have the water hidden off to the side. And I got a pressure plate right inside the door that's hooked up to redstone. And there are pistons right underneath. So when I walk in, it pushes all the... excuse me, it pushes all the pistons up. And I can just walk from one end to the other. This guy grew while I was talking. And collect all my melons and pumpkins. Side effect, it opens the door for me on the way out. It's just a big, long, boring building, really. It's going for function over form here. I don't really have any good ideas on how I could spruce this up. I don't want to bring the roof out any further than I have, because then it's level with the ground over here, or if I brought it down, then it would just be like a kind of a pyramid structure. I don't want any pyramid scheme. I'm not a fan of those. So I'm gonna just leave it as is probably, unless you have a better idea. If you have an idea of something aesthetically pleasing that I could do with this melon farm, it would be appreciated. Go ahead and leave it in the comments. I read the comments because I don't get very many. So I read every single one. And then here's just a basic reed farm. What? Unable to locate sign at 12:32. That would be up there. That'd be up in the bird somewhere. Weird. Anyway, I have... I'm not sure if this is an Etho design. I think it is. With the jack-o'-lantern at the bottom of the water source with a lily pad on top. And that's in a nice smooth formation to maximize how much floor space you can get for the reeds. You can just run back and forth and punch, 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 and you can get tons and tons of sugarcane out of that. It's been very useful since 1.4.6, and you can make and enchant books now. So having a ready source of paper is very nice. Very nice indeed. Indeed. Kurt J. Mac reference. Alright, next up. We've got my bridge. This I don't like. I don't like this so much. I need to figure out a better thing to do here. My original thought when I put this path in was, it's just a simple little farm. It's not going to be much in the way of aesthetics. You know, it's just going to be functional. But I go over here a lot for harvesting and breeding the animals, and this is an eyesore every time I come up here. So I need to come up with a new idea for this. I'll have to add that to my to-do list later. And this is just a random... This doesn't even make sense anymore. This is just a random swath of wood. And this bridge used to be made out of wood. And then I had to build a new one out of stone because the old one burnt down. And I'll show you why the old one burnt down. When they turned fire spread back up... Whoop, that's going to shoot right over. I missed completely. Let's just get up on here. When they turned fire spread back on, this lava turned out to be close enough to the bridge to make it catch fire. And I didn't even see it happen. I just came back to the devastation one day. There's nothing left. This is my jail. If there are any testificates that have done undesirable things, I can push them in here and lock them in. Ha 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 ha. Serve 20 to life. Or, well, I guess they live forever if they don't they don't have to eat. So life would be forever. Haven't actually used it for anything. And I just noticed I added these corners, and I think this step is now doing a wrapping thing. So I may tear this down or relocate it because it's too close to the city hall here. So, I could move it a little bit closer this way. It'd just be a pain in the butt to pick up all the lava again. We'll see. I mentioned City Hall. It's a somewhat impressive building. Let's see if we can't get a better view of it from over here. Hello, librarian, sir. It was the first thing that I built over here, and it was fun trying to get all the clay for it. There's not a whole lot of stuff built out of the actual bricks in most Minecraft builds that I've seen. So I wanted to do something on a regular brick, and this is what I came up with. The inside needs some work. There's no furnishings or anything on the inside. I do have these lights in the corners, and that's about it. Those lights and all of these lamps are hooked up to a day-night sensor over here that is an Etho design. If you're not familiar with it, there's a grass block under there that is hooked up to a bud switch that detects if the grass dies or grows, and that toggles. So when it's dark enough for the grass to die, the grass dies, toggles the bud switch, and turns all these lights on. And then in the morning, when the light gets high enough again that the grass can regrow, it toggles the bud switch again and all the lights turn back off. And all of these ugly brown wooden half slabs just thrown on the ground are so that I don't have to light up this area against mob spawning. If I lit it up against mob spawning, it would break the sensor because the light from the torches would prevent the grass from dying. I want to do something different with this. Well, actually, what I'm looking forward to is at 1.5, they're expected to have incorporated a daylight sensor that you can make out of this new stuff called nether quartz. There's a couple of little tenements here on the outskirts of town. But this nether quartz stuff that you can harvest down to the nether rack, it's like an ore that actually grows, or it can be found in the newly generated nether chunks once the game updates. And using that, you can craft daylight sensors that work very much like that, but are only one block. So I'm looking forward to those. Here's my birchwood longhouses. I was trying to find a use for the birchwood logs. They're not very pleasing to the eye, but I wanted to try and incorporate them in the build somehow. Of course, I have these little tables that I've just thrown. I had a bunch of wooden pressure plates and fence posts, and I decided to just make a bunch of tables in my village houses. These are more for functionality than anything else. I just wanted to get a good starter village up so that these villagers had a place to grow and prosper. I carted 2 over from that village that I showed over near the stronghold, and they've been doing pretty well. I don't often see doors knocked off by zombies. Here's the deluxe model. I don't often see doors knocked off by zombies whenever I come down to visit the village, but I'm not down here a whole lot, or I haven't been recently. I will be more now that we're doing this build series, but up till now I haven't spent a whole lot of time down here, so that's probably helped. Excuse me, I would like to walk out. Thank you. Rude. There's our fireworks show that we set off. Haven't torn down that yet. I want to try and do something over here as well. Everywhere that the road stops, I want to have something more than it just stopping. Down here I have ideas for some sort of dock that you can step out on, launch your boats, go fishing. The Mint Pelt and Mr. Blue Apple on the SMP server have a very good dock out the back of Anvil Castle that I may look to for inspiration. Got my fountain here, 2x2 water stream coming up. It's alright. I'd like to try and do something a little bit more intricate at some point. And I made the mistake of putting the fountain in before I put the lights in underneath. That was a pain in the butt to try and get these lights. They're hooked up to the daylight sensor too. Try and get these lights in without the water leaking down and washing away redstone and undoing a whole bunch of work. Let's see, what's next? Got a little condo here. I kind of like this one. And the Testificates seem to like it too. They, not so much now, but when I first brought them over here, they were using it a lot. Now they tend to spend a lot of their time in this, oh, you can't even see it through the fence. through that house that they're standing on the roof of like maniacs. Get inside! It's gonna get dark soon. Zombies are coming. A couple of rooms up here. Mostly this building. Oh, they're going in. Find a place. Come on, priest. You're valuable to me. Don't. What are you doing? What are you doing? There's no time to be in trees. Actually, trees are a pretty safe place to be at night in Minecraft. Maybe he knows more than I do. But these doors were put in, or this building was built with the idea of having lots of doors to encourage villager breeding. And unfortunately, the villagers are weird in Minecraft because they all tend to just congregate in one corner of the village and they don't really spread out to all the other houses, which is a bit of a pain. And I hope that that's something that they're able to remedy in a future update. Because I would like to see them spread out and try and use all of the different houses and make the place feel more like an active village. We'll wander around every once in a while. Every once in a while I'll find one in here, but most of the time they just like spending their time over there. Next! This is the so-called rich district of town. The only reason it's the rich district is because I decided that jungle wood was a expensive material, even though there's a jungle tree growing right over there in the cheap-looking farm. I decided that they had to import it from the natural jungle, which you can't see for the trees. Is that irony? Can't see the jungle for the trees? I think... Oh, actually, I remember where it is. It's actually across the water that direction. That's why I decided it would be an expensive material, because they would have had to have shipped it over. I don't know why I keep going up on that roof. So I've got a couple of little houses here. I really don't like the jungle wood logs at all. I think that they look really... I don't know if garish is the right word, but it's the word that comes to mind. So that's another reason why I decided to use them in the rich area, because I figured they're going to be more concerned not with how it looks, but the fact that you're looking at it and you're aware that they can afford that in their home. Kind of like this one. This is a little two-tiered setup. Oh, that's the other thing that I did. All the rich houses get pressure plates inside their doors. Nobody else. Just the rich houses. But this guy's got a little walkway down to the beach. Little like 5x5 square beach, but it's a beach. With a boat to go sailing, if so desired. And then upstairs, a nice little patio. Oh, excuse me. Looks out over the ocean over here. Very nice. They can see their benign protector watching down upon them from above. I used to have some trees out here for lighting, but they were obstructing the view, so I took them down. I've been trying the glowing tree thing. I think that's an Etho preference as well, hiding glowstone inside trees. My idea here is I want to minimize the number of torches outside, other than ones that are like denoting doors, for instance, or stuff like this are like tiki torches. But I don't want to have a whole... And here on the wall is okay. I keep seeing examples of, sightings that contradict my philosophy on torches. Like, there's all sorts of torches out here, too. On this walkway. But I was trying to minimize the number of torches that are just dotted about. Like, you see all these torches are just spread out. And this is just to keep the mobs from spawning in the area. And I didn't just want to have those littered all throughout the village. So I've been trying to hide glowstone instead, so that it's not so overt that there's lighting all over the place. Alright, here's the last one. We've got Junglewood support beam here. I just recently put this trim in. Otherwise it just looked like a big box in here. And I realized as I was making a couple of little modifications to these houses, they are all rectangles. I didn't put any, with the exception, there's a little bit of shape variation with the city hall over there, but basically everything is a box. And I didn't realize it when I was doing it, but it doesn't look very good. I want to try today to do a little bit different style, something that's has a little bit more of an interesting shape to it. And we're going to be doing that over here. This side or this side? I think we're gonna do it. Actually, maybe we do it like here? Yeah. I think this is how. Oh, I got ice under this part. Woo! Snippy slidey. This road goes off to my ice cube tray, so I put the ice under here to make it a bit faster when you're sprint jumping. But yeah, I think we're gonna go right here with the house. And we're going to try and stick with the natural terrain as much as we can. We're going to go a little bit, probably a little bit bigger than that in terms of the footprint of it. But I don't have the necessary materials on me, so I'm going to have to head back up to the bird, and which is barely loaded from this distance. That looks hilarious. Someone chopped off the feet. So we're going to go pick up some materials from the bird and get right back down here to get building the next house. So I'll see you there. Geronimo! Plunk. All right. We're back. We're going to get back over here and work on laying down the foundation for this house. I don't know how far we're going to get this episode because it's the first time I've built an actual house on camera. So we'll see how far we get. Here are the materials we're going to use. I've got some oak planks. I brought some birch logs along. Probably just going to use the planks though because as I said, I'm not a big fan of the texture on the logs. Brought down some glass panes for windows and a whole bunch of stone. And what I'm thinking is I think we're just going to turn a bunch of this into stone brick, like so. And we're going to lay a foundation. I think we're going to put the front door here. And how do we want to have this entrance work? Just gonna try placing some blocks down and see what I think of the shape. I'm kind of going in threes here. That's something B00 talked about recently in a video. I guess Lynchy Inc. is the channel. If I can find it, I may link to it in the description. But he's a builder that B-Dubs is quite the fan of right now. Let's go this way now. And just got sort of an L shape at the moment. Keep that going. Maybe I don't want symmetrical. So let's just go this way. Let's take this back a little bit further. Like that. And I've been sticking with this. I'm not sure why I started doing that. We're going to try and work with it though. Sticking with these sort of weird corners. So I think we're just going to bring this around. I think we're just going to bring it around to meet here in the back. And we'll just sort of do an L shape. Or maybe, maybe we bring it from here over to here. Let's connect this up. I'm thinking maybe like a back patio kind of thing. Backyard. So keep bringing this back here like this. Oops. And like that, maybe? Kind of breaks the threes, but I think that's the best way that that's going to work out. Let's see, how does this shape look from the road? Oop. Looks weird. Don't want any of these dirt blocks sticking out at the end. It needs to look like the foundation's going down a bit further into the ground. So we'll do that. Let's just get rid of this completely. Put that in there. That looks good. Alright. That's something. I think we might be able to work with this. Alright, let's see here. So let's switch over. I want to do... Whoa! That was more than I really actually wanted. Let's place one of these torches so I can pick this up. Doop. Give me that? Oh, I think it did give me that. Alright, whatever. So I want to use the birch for the walls. I know I have birch houses over there already, but I want to do something a little bit different with this one. What I'd like to do is I'd like to incorporate a bay window on this wall, if I can manage it. We'll see how well that goes. So let's get the walls in, just to get the basic shape down. Oh. I believe this belonged to a tree that is no longer here, so we'll just clear that out of the way. Oh! I've been doing so well up till then. I can't even jump up. Get on the... Alright. That was irritating. I apologize. I'll figure this YouTube thing out eventually. Don't worry. It will happen. It will be enjoyable and it will be fun. You'll tell your kids about it and your grandkids about it. No. Alright. How do I get up here? Yeah, just go up this way. Oh, I did have some dirt. We'll retain that for the future. I think we're just gonna go... I think we're gonna go 4 high. And the reason for that... Oh, I hope I brought enough wood. Oh, you know what would make more sense here? With the cornering, if we just take this out entirely. There we go, and have it be a little diagonal. There we go, I'm learning. Things are happening. But I think we're going to go 4 blocks high. Can we turn it into like a split level, maybe? What if we took these out and put wood in and made this sort of like a lowered living room? Does that make any sense? Maybe. I'll have to figure out the rest of it first. So let's get the rest of this wall in. Trying something completely different here than any build that I've done before, so it's probably going to be a bit rough until I get it figured out what I want to do. So if that's going down over there, let's drop down. Let's see, can we make this drop down over here? Just bring this all the way around. Like that. Oh no, that should have been there. Alright. Charge! I guess. Too lazy to walk around the building. Gotta ender pearl through it. Alright. Now let's put this stuff back in. And we'll see where we get there. That might work. That might work. Maybe we put a door back here. Now, let's see if we take that back down. What happens if we maybe take it up like to a second level where this... Now, the split level goes down. Maybe take this... Put a second level on the split level part. This part needs to be 4 high. And then we'll put 5 more, I think, on top of here. Alright, let me do that real quick, and then I'll get right back to you. Okay, I think we might be getting somewhere with this. This feels a little tall over here. And of course, this looks like a big blank expanse right now. But we're going to break this up. We're going to put some windows in when it's all said and done. But I think we've got a good baseline. Now, let's see what we can do. I'm trying to decide whether or not... No, that needs to be level with there. Let's see what we can do with a roof. I was thinking stone brick stairs for the roof. So let's get over there, put down a crafting table, and make some of those. Where are they? Boom, 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 and boom, boom. Stack of stairs. Alright, now we'll go around like this for the main part. Now we're going to have to try and figure out how to make this part work, since that's going up. So I'm going to turn that one that way? No, I don't think I like that. Let's turn it this way. Does that seem to make sense? Treetop vantage point. Yeah, it's making sense so far. Can I get on there? Ooh, yeah. Like a boss. Oh, you are in the way, tree. Again, I think this is part of a tree that was not really... Oh, see ya. I think I chopped down a tree there, and it left some leaves behind because it was so close to the other tree. Oops. Alright. Alright, these trees are definitely in the way. At least this one is. Let me chop this down real quick. These leaves actually make some pretty handy scaffolding for as long as they're here. Although I'm betting that they're going to decay and drop me to the ground any second. So I'm just going to save them the trouble. Let's see if we can't at least finish this first portion of the roof. Episode's starting to run a little long, I think. I'm not sure how much... Get out of the... Can you guys hear me banging on my keyboard? No button worky. No. Bang. Stupid... Fine. I'll use another ender pearl, even though they are so precious and rare. I can't even get that out. I'll tell you, having an ender farm is great. I wish I had one on the SMP server, because being able to teleport around like this when you're building makes it so much easier. Let's see, do it that way. Where did I cut this back? I went to here. Okay, so... Alright, that's going to be the first part of the roof. Let's get over here and inspect. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm thinking bring this up maybe 2 more and then flatten it off in that area. And then we'll try and put a roof on this. So we're probably just going to put the normal roof on this part. Still thinking. Alright. How pro am I? Can I get on top of that? No, that was way overshot. Alright, let's see. Alright, I'm not making that at all. I'm stuck in the leaf! I've been getting stuck in ender pearls so much. Yeah, getting stuck in ender pearls. I can speak words. I've been getting stuck from ender pearling. That makes a lot more sense. Quite a bit lately. I don't know if that's a 1.4.6 thing or whether I've just had bad luck lately. Let's just try and get this first rim on. And then I think we'll call it an episode. See what you guys think. Man, I'll tell you, placing these stairs from up here like this is such a... Nope. Alright, I have to get that back later. It's such a squirrely operation. It's very tricky getting the... like right here... Oh, I could place it. Thanks, Minecraft. I was trying to make a point. See, I can't place this one because I'm in the block. Even though I can stand here, and that's fine. I can't place that one while I'm in it. Oh, and we're on the stairs. Alright, well that might give us a general idea of what we're looking at. And then we'll make some more stairs after that. Where did that go? I am all the way over here. I want it up there. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it's coming. I think this could be something. I'm seeing potential here and there. The hardest part is going to be figuring out how to make the roof of this part and the roof of this part work. Yeah. That's going to be very difficult. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Alright, I think this is where we're going to cut it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think so far in the comments. Keep in mind, it's a work in progress. But if you have any ideas on this or any of the other stuff that you saw this episode, how I can spruce it up, make it look a little nicer, I'd certainly appreciate it. I'm still very much a learning builder. I mean, this I did in a 3D, not a 3D, a third-party program called Minecraft Structure Planner. I just took a picture of the Zelda bird logo and fit blocks to it and just made it work. This I'm trying to do on the fly, and that's a lot harder to try and figure out. So anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next episode of Slash Build. Bye.